and they get a whole bunch of information. But the way I can tell if somebody is an empath, has abilities of some kind, because there's a whole bunch of different ones, clairvoyance, clairsentience, and that whole list, that there's a range. When I connect with that person, I can see their astral bodies, that usually is the way they looked in their past life. And I'm not really sure why that is. Most of the time when I see living people on the astral plane, they're not really aware of themselves projecting their consciousness. So it's almost like they're just standing there and not responding, because they're really unaware of that activity on that plane of existence. So most living people are not really very lucid on the astral plane, and they usually look very similar to what your physical body looks like most of the time. But for whatever reason, with empaths, I can pretty much tell, because they appear as they were in their last life, and then it's like I usually can get a lot of information from that. And I think that maybe because other people with abilities are, it's just a lot of information that, empaths almost have just extra energy, and they exude that, and so I'm just drawn to that. And that when empaths are shedding their emotions all the time on the astral plane, it's it gives me a lot of details to work with, because it's very strong, and I usually can connect with other people with abilities pretty well, and for whatever reason I see them as they were in their past life, and that usually means that they were alive when I was alive in my last life. And so I've been able to kind of understand that it's not exactly people all the time, it's not people I met in my past life, but it is people who usually were alive when I was alive. So it's kind of like, oh boy, it's a real cultural connection, or a time and place, because I'm conscious of my memories of my last life, and if other people have that astral body that looks like their last life, it reminds me of my last life, the differences in the way people speak, and the difference, how much culture has changed. I mean, that's a fucking culture shock. Let's say if we were all alive and young in the 1920s, 30s, 40s, people from the 1800s just reincarnating now, because some people take a little bit longer to go through that process, but that's really interesting. So I also think too that a lot of it is that people who are highly sensitive, a lot of times when they choose to really heal, they can be aware of these different levels of their consciousness, and maybe not assign it a particular of importance. They'll just think about the same kind of subject matter that probably doesn't really apply to their life now, because they're remembering their last life, but they're trying to integrate that last life with themselves now, and because they're a little bit more aware of how deep all the spiritual stuff really can be, then I think that a lot of the times that might have to do with this is what they're projecting, because this is what they're working on right now. And probably if I meet empaths later, I have seen where essentially a few of my friends have really worked on some of their issues, and then I just didn't see that type of astral body with them. They were basically able to integrate a lot of this through shadow work and things like that. But so anyway, that's just kind of a weird type of thing. And then I'm really pretty good with the past life stuff. And obviously it probably has something to do with me remembering my last life. I think too that it's like when I basically project my consciousness onto the astral plane and interact with somebody else's etheric body, then there's that high level of, but yeah, I can tell when people are empaths, because of this obvious thing. And like I mentioned, normal people kind of just they're not really responsive on the astral plane. But empaths kind of their astral bodies show this more level of awareness. I can speak to a person with that kind of past life astral body, and they'll respond to me, and I can have that interaction. But I can't really do that with just normal people that aren't aware of what they're doing, because because for the most part people are really unaware that they're astral projecting, and what that really kind of implies and means. So yeah, it's just really I'm sure it has to do with me remembering my past life, and I think that it just gives me a kind of just this little knack for that. And I can put people in a trance pretty easy, and take them back to that. And that's been a lot of fun for me to just kind of choose to do that. I hope it helps people resolve some of their issues, to be honest. And as far as for me, I think I keep finding more ways to integrate all these different aspects of myself into their proper place. But I still have a little cabinet file in my brain for this, because I think it's important, and I could still identify with it emotionally. Let it be very, very real to me. I could think about all those details of the people that I lost, the things I did wrong, and I know in my soul basically that I'm continuing this path onwards. So yeah, I believe that it's important to examine but not be lost in. And that's the real balance I try to find. So I'll talk to you guys later. demonic angel. Today I'm going to talk about Too stoned. Demonic angel. Today I'm going to talk about a subject that I've been asked about a few times, and I think it's pretty interesting. I don't really hear too many other people talking about it, but what is a way you can tell if someone is an empath? Because people will talk to me and say that maybe they think that they created their own poltergeist phenomena, or oh my God, I'm so high. Demonic angel.